Hello and welcome to another edition of Undercars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on the old show today, little vehicle showing up at the Tokyo Motor Show. This is Mercedes-Benz brand new Vision Tokyo Concept. Now, this vehicle looks a tad on the familiar side. It's because they showed off this earlier this year, except in more of sedan form rather than this kind of minivan sport utility form. Now, as far as this vehicle is concerned, it is a fuel cell / electric hybrid machine claiming upwards of around 600 miles of range. And it is fully autonomous, or at least this is a concept looking in the future of what fully autonomous vehicles may look like. The real piece of resistance is the interior, as it's got this really cool looking wraparound couch situation, which I don't know how it would work out in crash situations, but that being said, it is pretty neat to look into the future to see the autonomous vehicles that possibly once the vehicle gets en route, you can swing around, you being the driver, and talk to the other occupants inside the vehicle as you're whisked along in comfort, as you can look around at the interweb or whatever you decide to do while the vehicle is tooling along. Another vehicle that was shown off at Tokyo is this Lexus's brand new LFLC sedan concept. Now, this particular machine, you don't know too much of anything about, other than they're talking about it's got a fuel cell that's actually powering the rear wheels, along with 2 electric hub motors that are going to be powering the front wheels, making the vehicle all-wheel drive. Now, that's pretty much all that we know about this machine, other than it looks pretty doggone good. Not to mention, this may be a look a little bit on the inside of what exactly Lexus could have up their sleeve for a future flagship machine. Think of a machine to take on the highest of the high-end luxury sedans, a big, large luxury sedan. So, it'd be pretty neat to see this vehicle actually go into production, but we'll have to wait and see on those terms as well. You may know about this particular machine. This is the Hennessey Venom F5, a look into the future of the next generation of the Hennessey lineup. If you don't know what Hennessey is, it's a tuner group owned by a fellow by the name of John Hennessey down in Texas, and their current supercar machine is this kind of Lexus Exige basic, well, the center part is kind of a Lexus Exige. Other than everything else has been completely rubbed over. The vehicle's wider, it's longer, and the power plant is substantial. If you don't know anything about this particular company, they will tune up any machine on this planet and give it gobs of horsepower, and this is their ride-on at a supercar. This particular machine comes with an LS7 7-liter twin-turbocharged GM-sourced V8 that makes now an extra 207 brake horsepower thanks to ethanol and E85 flex fuel technology. Because of that particular fuel and its higher octane, we're actually able to spool up the turbos just a tad bit more, making this vehicle now make 1,451 brake horsepower. They've yet to release torque numbers. They've yet to release anything official as of yet, other than this is the last iteration of the Venom GT, as it will be moving onward to the Venom F5. Now, they're talking about performance numbers coming in at 2.4 seconds to 60, and a top speed that's going to be over 280 miles an hour. This is yet to be actually run yet, so we'll hear a lot more official numbers coming very soon. And no official pricing on the new Venom GT, but it'll be well over $1 million. Speaking of $1 million, if you've seen this particular machine, especially in the brand new James Bond franchise filmed ads, this is the Aston Martin DB10, the hero car of the film that Mr. Bond actually drives. Now, as far as this machine's concerned, Aston Martin's already said that they will not build this machine. It may have a little look at what the future of Aston Martin products may look like, and there possibly could be a DB10 coming down the road, but not for 100% sure on this vehicle. But if you would really like to get your grubby little hands on one of these vehicles, apparently Aston Martin and the film franchise of James Bond, the new Spectre film, is keeping one of these vehicles back. It's going to be one of the vehicles that was either used in the film or could have been used in promotional situations that Aston Martin's planning on auctioning off for charity sometime next year. Now, they have yet to say where or when or what exactly the price may bring for this vehicle, but we'll keep you in tune if we hear any more. And obviously, this could be a great chance to get a hold of some James Bond movie, movie prop, if it were. That's the sad part about this deal. Because it is a movie prop and it doesn't have a VIN number, you can't drive the machine on the street. It will be off-road use only, so that's kind of the sad part. But still, pretty cool piece of kit. Next up on the list, another vehicle shown off at the Tokyo Motor Show is this machine. This is the Yamaha Sportsride. Now, you heard me right. It's Yamaha, the motorcycle manufacturer. Now, they've been involved with some cars in the past, but this is their first foray in building their own automobile. Don't know little to nothing about this machine other than the weight of it. It weighs 1,654 pounds, which is an ultra lightweight. No word about what the power plant is. We're assuming it's mid-engine. We're assuming it's going to be like a MotoGP bike engine, possibly MotoGP transmission in the vehicle. Obviously, it's super lightweight. It's going to be a fun little track day automobile. Not for sure if it'll be ready for road use as well, but we'll have to wait and see on a lot of these fronts. But it is a very cool automobile. And last up on the list, we're going to talk a little bit more about Mr. Jeremy Clarkson. If you've seen, just before the weekend had started, Mr. Clarkson actually has a brand new ad out for the brand new Amazon Fire Stick. It's basically a stick that you can plug into your smart television and be able to get all the Amazon Prime programming, where he actually takes a little bit of a stab at the old BBC because of it as well. Pretty neat little ad and gives a little nod about the new program that they're already shooting for this deal. In other Jeremy Clarkson news, apparently Mr. Clarkson's in trouble again. Remember the Argentina special? Remember the whole Falkland Islands thing with the number plate on the Porsche 928? Oddly enough, when I first found this story and I got doing the research for that day, I flipped on the old BBC and wouldn't you know, it was the back half of the Falkland Islands or the Argentina special. Now, here's the deal. Argentina actually took the whole Top Gear group, especially Clarkson, May, and Hammond, to court over the whole situation as actually starting somewhat of a riot type situation. Well, apparently it got thrown out of court, but now it's being thrown right back in. In fact, to the point where there may be a situation come up where Jeremy Clarkson, James May, and Richard Hammond may be called into the court proceedings, which could mean, if this deal really goes sideways enough, it could mean as much as 3 years in prison for each one of them, or at least one of the folks, namely probably Mr. Clarkson. Now, chances are this is just a cash grab. They're actually going after some of the money, especially after hearing that these 3 guys are going to be making a substantial amount more money. And the chances of them going to prison is probably slim to none, especially with the kind of lawyering groups that they can get a hold of now with that kind of cash. So we'll keep you in tune when we hear any more about this whole situation moving forward. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. If you want to jump on over to the Facebook page, links down in the show notes. If you'd like us over there, we'd appreciate it. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time. Get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.